My name is Mark Sinabulia. I am an advocate working with Nkwang & Partners. Tanzania, from the press, was not felt sidelined. And while you touched on it and said that Article 7 empowers the other states to cooperate in certain areas and can move at different paces, what is the position right now? Because the sentiment expressed is that the emphasis should be on business as opposed to fast-tracking the federation. Also, what is the basis of fast-tracking the federation when we still have challenges within the customs union and common market is still very, very young. It's just in its middle implementation.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Yes, Honorable.
Right as it says Article 7, I can try to read what it says. It talks about variable geometry, and it talks about progression in cooperation among groups within the East African community for wider integration schemes in various fields and at different speeds. It was okayed and it was assented to, signed by all the 5 heads of state. He's mixing fast tracking of political federation and the recent occasion where heads of states met to agree on speeding certain issues already agreed upon in certain protocols. For example, the North Corridor and South Corridor, Central Corridor rather. These are already issues of the Common Market Protocol. Infrastructure development is brought in political federation, which was handled far way back in the Second Assembly when the WACO report was released. That is when there was a report and a research to do with the fast tracking of the political federation. And surprisingly, people are not aware, Tanzania voted for the political federation highest. So what I want to put in mind of the person who moved the question is that it is okay. This thing of implementing things at different speeds is okay. I don't think the recent meeting... If we plan
to move together, why do we implement at different speeds? That means some will be ahead and others behind.
It is exactly to that effect that because we can't move at the same time, the others will join later.
One example that I think the Honorable perhaps should have brought forward is the issue of the monetary union and the creation of a single currency area. Now, we are all operating at different macroeconomic levels, and we have set rules that for 3 years, every partner state must conform the macroeconomic criteria before they can become members of the single currency area. Now, we're trying to avoid situations like has been seen in Europe, where some countries cannot conform and they come in, and then the whole purpose of having a single currency flops. So we will have to accept this provision in Article 7 of variable geometry. As long as we have agreed, all of us, then the implementation can go at different speeds.
Okay. Do you see all the members agreeing on this issue?
The member states?
Yes.
I don't
the partner states.
I don't think so. I don't think they can all agree.
But then how will we move forward if we do not agree? And according to the minister, we're going to wait until all of us have agreed and then we'll continue.
You see, the member states, as long as they are politicians, because to me, the politicians, each one is trying to defend their turf. When we look at the heads of states and their interests, if they ask East Africans per se, can we all move together? I'm sure an ordinary Tanzanian, Kenyan, or Rwandese, they will say, yes, we move together. But as long as we have leaders with different interests and whatever, and to me sometimes that is where the whole problem is.
Honorable Nakawuchi, have you asked the East Africans to move together? Or is it only the leaders who are trying to move together?
Well, we cannot talk about the East Africans minus talking about the partner states. Apparently, there are different levels of governance. So different countries have different priorities. And to me, when our forefathers thought about that principle of variable geometry, it was the best. Reason being, for example, there are different things where we've not all entirely agreed. Some countries are taking things seriously, others less seriously. For instance, when we talked about using our national IDs to move within the region, some countries welcomed it. For example, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, they welcomed it. Actually, right now, even Burundi. And Tanzania saw it differently. So there's no way we are going to drag Tanzania to comply if they're not seeing the value. But for us who are seeing the value, we can go ahead. When they realize that it's that important,
then they will join the board that is going very quickly.
Then
okay.
we have a single tourist visa.
Yes.
Now, for us, some of us, we feel it will be good if someone from the European countries want to come into the East African region, just to have one visa. We split the visa fees, and then they can move within the entire region. So, for me, as a Ugandan, I would welcome it. But then you realize a Tanzanian would say, hey, now if these tourists go to Kenya, will they come to Tanzania? They have their issues. So we can proceed, and then they follow later on. So long as it was agreed upon, because we operate using the treaty, the protocols, and the acts of parliament.
All right, so he who runs faster should set the pace. All right. Let me come to the panelists. Let's get a way forward from each one of you, and those will be your closing remarks for today. So let's start with Ephraim from Kasita. Yes.
The way forward, first of all, the political wing, when they are pursuing these issues, they should very much regard the interests of the economy. Also, the policy makers, they should be keen on implications of the policies that they make. In this, I particularly want to say that there has been lack of effective commitment on ratifying some of these provisions. For instance, there is a provision which creates a penalty on that country which has created a non-tariff barrier. But until now, unless I'm informed, that law has not come in place.
All right.
I stand to be guided.
Let's go to the people who create the laws.
Yes.
All right, your closing remarks and probably a response to what Ephraim has raised.
Thank you very much. The most interesting thing is that when you're a parliamentarian, you make law, but you don't implement it. And you don't enforce it also.
Can you make a law so that your law is implemented?
That is true. We've made a lot of laws at the regional level, and all member states are required to harmonize or streamline their national laws to the laws that we make, because according to Article 8.4, it says that national laws at the regional level supersede similar ones at national level. And to what is saying is that, people you want usually to have soft laws. But when they find laws that are stringent a bit, then it becomes bad law because of the nature of our ways we want to do things. That one said, lastly, I want to say that much as we've raised all these progresses, it is indeed true there are challenges, and of which challenges need to be worked on to ensure that we move faster than we are moving.
And I'm sure we'll have to work on those challenges together, not the political wing alone. Yes, Honorable Sheila.
Yeah.
Way forward.
Yes, mine would remain, its consistency, that the interests of East Africans must be taken really on board, so that we as Ugandans or we as East Africans should really benefit from the opportunities being offered by the East African community. Because to me, mentioning that there are so many opportunities but we still do not seem to see them is something really that is not very palatable. And I would feel that just as the Kenyans are doing, the Kenyans are so aggressive when it comes to the East African community. They go all the way. You could see them in South Sudan, where we fought for South Sudan. They were there actually reaping big while we are making chapatis and whatever. So let us move beyond that, and each one of us, we want to benefit from this integration.
Okay, I know Honorable Nakawuchi is not on my panel, but Honorable Nakawuchi, what would you suggest as a way forward?
Well, just to echo what my colleagues have said, we need more sensitization of not only the grassroots people,
When
but
do
all
we
the
stop talking
stakeholders.
about more sensitization and we go out there and sensitize?
You know, the sensitization I'm talking about right now is the stakeholders themselves. Because you could get at the border, but the police officer who is there is not aware of the integration process. Or the customs officer is not aware of some new developments in the integration process. So at the end of the day, it's the common man who is going to lose out. So if we get everyone, every stakeholder involved in the integration, they are knowledgeable about it, that way our own people can benefit.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. Honorable Minister,
Yes,
you're the one who most of this burden lies on.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. First of all, I'm glad that my sister, the Honorable Sheila, has actually said something important, which is that you can take the horse to the river, but you will not force it to drink. You have pointed out the Kenyans are astute businessmen. They have not had any better sensitization than we have had in Uganda. But by their nature, they know what to do. They become aggressive. We created South Sudan. They benefited from it. Right? Now, until we, as Ugandans, add value to what we are trading, instead of engaging in bringing in substandard goods from China, and we think we are doing business, I'm afraid we will not go very far. So the ball is in our court. Because statistics show that out of the East African land, arable land, 42% of that lies in Uganda. But what are we doing here with it? In fact, other people are coming from outside to come and develop and use the land and benefit from it. So the issue of sensitization, lack of knowledge and so on, we also must wake up as Ugandans. Go for it. If we don't, others will.
Okay. We have come to the end of today's show. The minister has put it well. The East African community is being created for your advantage. So get out of your seat, get out of your bed, and go and take advantage of the customs union, the monetary union, and of course, the common market. This is our parliament, and you can contribute from home by going to our Facebook page, which is Our Parliament. Also, you can go to our Twitter handle, which is @OurParliamentTV. I've been your host, Iguma Gabriel. Until next time, keep watching this TV station.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, na tushinde na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
All right, thank you very much.